That's why we're doing the jobs we're doing.
The honourable member for Churchill, Kiwatanuk Aski.
Mr. Speaker, Wednesday's question period involved the Prime Minister touting his own feminist. Now, as all good feminists know, there's nothing more feminist than a man bragging about his feminism. But let's check the facts of Budget 2019. Budget 2019 has nothing for childcare, nothing for pay equity, and it fails Indigenous women. This budget has nothing specific to address the tragedy of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. In fact, Indigenous women's groups have been clear that they feel ignored and have been left behind. So when will the Prime Minister stop bragging and act on the priorities of Canadian women, the priorities that they deserve action on now?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations.
Mr. Speaker, Budget 2019 builds on almost $17 billion of investments in Indigenous priorities with an additional $4.5 billion to advance Indigenous self-determination, redress past wrongs, and close socioeconomic gaps. This includes, Mr. Speaker, $1.4 billion to forgive communities' outstanding comprehensive loan claims, $126 million to establish National Council for Reconciliation, and more than $15 million to ensure that federal policies and programs reflect the voices of Indigenous youth. These sustained investments of more than $21 billion affirm and reaffirm our commitment to reconciliation.